This is the Good Government Show.
It gives them opportunity. So I would say to you and to the mayors and the county commissioners of other counties, come see us. Come talk to us. We'll be able to share this program with you. I think the hardest challenge is finding the right people in your community that have the desire to put this together. And that's the true factor of being able to have good government. If you can't resolve the problem yourself, find somebody else that can resolve the problem for the constituent. My focus was to bring opportunity back into our community. I like for people to understand that government is complicated. It's slow. It didn't have to be slow, but we've made it slow. It's proven fact that you can make government more efficient by having the right people in there and having the right mindset.
Across the nation, there's a problem: hiring police officers, firefighters, and emergency medical workers. The reasons are as different as the city's doing the hiring. The starting pay can be low and the demands of the job are high. What's just as hard is keeping these first responders on the job. One county in Florida is working on it. That's today's episode. Welcome to the Good Government Show. I'm Dave Martin. First, help us share the message of good government by liking us and sharing us where we are on social media. And make sure to review us too. On this episode, I talk with Okeechobee County Commissioner Terry Burroughs. His county won a National Association of Counties Achievement Award. These are given to counties making real strides in fixing a problem. Okeechobee is in Central Florida. It's a fairly rural county and it's west of West Palm Beach. They won for a program that essentially launches recent high school graduates into careers in policing, firefighting, and emergency services. What I like is they provide a pathway for recent graduates to start a career in public service, in public safety. And the other challenge, getting them to stay. As you'll hear, it's working and they're expanding. So coming up, my conversation with Okeechobee County Commissioner Terry Burroughs and the High School to Heroes program. The Good Government Show is sponsored by Our. That's O-U-R for our community. Get involved. We hear that all the time from government leaders. Our co-brands with your government's name and logo. Your staff and the people you serve are connected and part of your community. From any device, your members provide reliable data and meaningful feedback. Ask a question like, do we want more parkland or better homeless services? More engaged conversations come through the Our app. Visit Ourco, that's OURCO.com, and book a demonstration. Once you wrap up this episode of the Good Government Show, give a listen to our friends over at Good News for Lefties. This daily podcast highlights news stories that show there's more good news out there. Other people in government are really trying to do the right thing. That's Good News for Lefties. Listen where you're listening now. Welcome to the Good Government Show. I'm happy to have with me Terry Burroughs, a county commissioner from Okeechobee County, Florida. Welcome to the Good Government Show. Nice to have you.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, we're here because we're at the National Association of Counties Conference, and you this weekend are winning an award, an achievement award, for something called a High School Heroes to Public Safety Careers program, right?
Absolutely.
So let's just talk about the program. Just briefly explain to me what this is, because I love this idea.
Well, basically, it starts with the fact that we were losing our young people going out of town. They'd graduate from high school, move on to something different. But as a small community, you need to try to enrich your people to stay there in that community. So we started pulling together from the Educational Foundation organization an opportunity for people to go into the fire program or into the deputy program, sheriff's deputy program. There was really three programs. I believe they were called the Dispatch, 9/11 Dispatch CTE program, Fire CTE Academy program, and then there was a Public Safety Cadet program, which gives you real-world simulation experiences in those particular areas.
So these are all local kids, high school graduates at this point, I'm guessing, right?
Well, they're not. We started this in high school.
Okay.
Right, so that when they graduated, we would have the opportunity. We'd have
first grab.
Yeah, our first grab. So I'm going to hold on to the chair, right?
Right. Okay.
So for the first time, they
didn't want to stick around rural Okeechobee, Florida.
No. Some cases did, some kids did, some didn't. But at the end of the day, we need as many to stay there because we're a county that is associated closely with large rural or urban counties. urban counties pay more money for deputies and fire rescue folks, so they were always going over.
It's more exciting. There's more stuff to do.
More exciting, yeah. So
more advancement, all that.
Well, more advancement. So we were looking at it being just a place where we would create people, create opportunities, and then they move on to the next opportunity, which would be into a larger county.
Right.
Now, this program doesn't say that they're going to stay there for the rest of their life, but they are going to stay there for a small period of time in order for us to gain some, I'll say, respectability out of it. So I believe the program has been doing very well. In fact, I believe we graduated, one of the young people graduated the other day, our EMT class. He'll be hired as a fireman. So that's a great opportunity for these local kids. I went to just a demonstration with them about a couple months ago. They had all their parents there, and they were cheering them on. They were rescuing people out of our firehouse and things of that sort. And it was demonstrated that this program was very, very good, and so that we needed to be able to expand it and continue it. So I think this award is an example, and the opportunities that we have provided to our kids, but it demonstrates to all the counties around NACO that these things can be very beneficial for you as a small rural county.
Well, we like to share good ideas.
You like to share good ideas?
Yes. Now, I would imagine that this is solving two problems. Are you having problems, and do you have a manpower shortage in the fire department, in the EMS department, in the police department? Do you have those shortages?
Absolutely. Every day.
Yeah.
I listen to our fire chief and our sheriff talk about, in fact, we just had a conversation day before yesterday that we have people who are leaving to go over to Martin County or St. Lucie County for $20,000 more a year.
Okay.
Right? Can you blame them?
No.
Nope. I can't blame them. So we have to.
They do have nice beaches there too.
Yeah, well, that's true. They have nice beaches.
Right.
But in the same instance, what we need to be able to do, and I've told the sheriff and the fire chief, I said, we're just a breeding ground for our individuals. Some are going to stay here in Okeechobee County. Some are going to move on. That's reality. But what we want to try to do is try to keep them, the most of them there for maybe 1 or 2 years, get that maximum opportunity from them, and then continue to reseed that program every year by people getting into the high school graduation program and being there for 1 or 2 years.
So you're doing two things that are both beneficial. One is you are filling a manpower shortage, but the other is you're providing opportunities, real work experience and real work opportunities for your local students when they graduate to go right to work.
Absolutely. And I think that those are two important issues that people need to recognize when we're doing these type of programs. If you're losing your young people out of your community, this is an opportunity for you to at least keep them in there for 1 or 2 years. And guess what? They may get married. They may have settled down because, quite frankly, some people like that rural setting to be able to raise their children.
Sure.
So
how do you find the kids? How do you get the kids into the program? How do they find the program?
Well, it's in the high school as it is today. It's a curriculum they get in. They have to go through a process of being evaluated to see whether or not they really will fit into that program or not.
So they have to apply for it.
Yeah, they have to apply for it. They get in there. I think we've had probably about 40 students in this last year. And
40, okay.
I think it's 40 is if I memory serves me correct. And I got an old memory, but I think it's 40 is the right now.
Let's stay with 40.
Yeah, I think
that's a significant. That's 2 classes almost.
Yes, it is 2 classes, and we've had a number of them already starting to graduate this year. And I just pointed out the one that's been hired as an EMT. We have others that's going on to post-secondary schools in order to continue their education. So I think, in my estimation, is that when they're in their high school, that's the prime time to get them in those classes, whether it's a junior class or a senior class or whatever it may be. Start getting them into those classes to learn that there's something out here outside for them when they graduate.
And, this goes to, part of the national conversation is, sure, a 4-year college degree is important and it's a good thing to have, but there are other alternatives. There's other things to look at beyond just, go to Florida State, get a degree, go to work, to pick a university. But what's the reaction to the kids who are in the program? Is there a buzz in your school, I guess is my question.
Well, I think there's tremendous excitement in the school. I mean, just go back to the point where I made is that we went out to and watched them perform one afternoon with their parents here. Just seeing their facial expressions, being able to put on their fire gear and the tanks on their back and crawl through the firehouse to rescue people and come out and to see that they've achieved something on their own and that they can do this. It is really very rewarding for a commissioner and myself, even though the county never had to fund this. This was gotten through a grant through our educational foundation organization.
Even better? You didn't have to pay for it?
Didn't have to pay for it. But at the end of the day, to me as a county commissioner, it was great to see how these children were enthusiastic in order to do what they were taught to do.
What are you going to do the first time you get pulled over by an officer who went through your program and said, I remember you from graduation?
I'll whip out my badge.
Yeah, you think that'll work?
No.
It better not.
No, it won't work. No, we have, well, first of all, we won't whip out our badge. That's number one.
All right, good.
You never do that.
All right. So how long has this program been in effect?
I believe they told me that it started back in 2023.
Okay.
And so it's been in effect for a couple of years now.
And how many kids have gone through the program and actually gone to work for the county?
Right now, I believe we've had one or two that's actually come out of graduated out of the program that went to work for the county. I think we have 3 or 4 that's graduated, went on to post-secondary school. I'm just doing this off the memory.
That's okay. That'll come back.
Yeah.
Going to go get their 4-year degree in criminal justice and come work for the county.
Well, we hope they come back and work for the county.
All right.
But I think that
is it a success?
Yeah, it's a success. And you know what? I think here's the key that I always looked at is that not everybody wants to go to college.
Right.
I manage a economic development organization, and outside of my commission job, that's part of it. 6 counties, 4 cities in the South Central Rayo, which is around Lake Okeechobee, Glades County, and a number of the counties here. What we try to take a look at is how do we keep our young people there? All right.
And let's talk about where these are. These are very rural Central Florida counties.
Absolutely.
Some of them are a lot of migrant workers, a lot of sugar cane, a lot of produce.
They're agricultural based.
Agricultural based, okay.
Right. Agricultural based, cattle, food, whatever it may be.
Right.
And
this is not the big city. This is not Miami. This is not Tampa.
No, it's not the big city.
Right.
And what we really want to try to encourage the young people to do is take a look as it. We have started various CTE programs for construction, for diesel mechanics, car mechanics as a whole, various welding, things of that could give you a good opportunity in life that brings in X amount of dollars without going to college and maybe getting a 4-year degree if you want to go, if not. But you can get these certifications and go to work right now and make significant amounts of money for you and your family. So I think this program just augments what we've started already to help our young people stay in our community, or at least give them the basis for a good occupation without being saddled with, quote unquote, a lot of dollars on an unpaid loan for school.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So we're here at the NACO conference, and you're winning the award for launching high school heroes into public safety careers. That's what you're won in the criminal justice and public safety category for Okeechobee County. What advice would you give other mayors and cities and other county commissioners around the nation if they wanted to do a similar program?
If they want to do a similar program, contact us. We'll give you the baseline of what it does, how to set it up.
They're welcome to steal from you.
They're welcome to steal. This is an opportunity for the young people that don't want to go to college or may not have any desire to want to go to college. So if they want to...
or really want a career in law enforcement, or always wanted to be a firefighter.
Right, or a firefighter, or whatever, 911 operator, whatever. It gives them opportunity. So I would say to you and to the mayors and the county commissioners of other counties, come see us. Come talk to us. We'll be able to share this program with you.
Is it an easy program to set up?
I think it takes time, right? It takes time and resources.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
A piece of cake to set up.
I think we invested, I think the Educational Foundation got a $500,000 grant, and that bought all the equipment and everything else for it. So when you invest $500,000 into your own community, the return on your investment is going to be good.
And do you bring the police chief, the fire chief, the EMT chief, the chief of detectives? Do you bring all these people into the classroom so the kids get to meet them all?
Absolutely. They get to meet those, but they also get to meet the people who are really actually doing the work.
All right.
So that's a critical point.
The cops on the street, the firefighters, the guys.
Absolutely.
Do they get it? Do they do ride-alongs with the police, or is that a whole insurance thing?
I think that's probably just an insurance. I can't really answer the question on that.
Right.
I don't know if that, but I would believe it's probably an insurance issue.
All right, but they do get out into the field, and they do get to see the guys doing some of the work at some level. All right. And just what was the hardest challenge that you had in setting this up that you can pass on to other cities and counties so that they don't have to do what you did?
I think the hardest challenge is finding the right people in your community that have the desire to put this together.
Okay.
We have an educational foundation that this young lady, this executive director, she is passionate about young people. Our fire chief is passionate, and our sheriff is passionate. So when you get three people that are extremely passionate about young people and wanting to make sure that they have an opportunity to stay in their community and be an effective into our community, it will work. So you have to find people who really want to do that. That's the hardest part.
Okay. You mentioned before we talked about this, just one other program I wanted to hit on. You said you're working on bringing more internet access to rural parts of your county. How's that going?
It is going very well. As I talked this morning in our TNT committee, Comcast has been selected as our vendor of choice. As of today, we had to identify the unserved areas, and as of today, we've passed over 1,000 homes with fiber to the home, providing the homes 1 gigabit of service.
Oh, that makes a difference.
Makes a big difference for a lot of people, because it's not only from an economic development standpoint, it's also from a telehealth standpoint.
Yep.
From young people doing their schoolwork.
Yep.
People who want to work at home, but probably more importantly, the young kids who want to have do gaming. So I mean, we'll put it all in perspective. That's
yes.
It really works.
Let's not lose sight of what's really important: playing video games.
That's true, but just don't ever lose sight of it. Even though I don't care for them, but it's still one of the things that happens.
All right. Well, that was the easy part. We're going to get to the hard part in a minute.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
That was the easy part. Okay. The hard part's coming up.
It was called the War to End All Wars, but it didn't. 3 royal cousins, all kings, one from England, one from Germany, and one from Russia, blundered their way into a war, a completely avoidable war that left millions dead in the trenches across Europe. Good Government Show executive producer Jim Ludlow details the blunders, mistakes, and bluster that started World War I that didn't end all wars. The book, The Royal Cousins, details the events and creates an alternative history. Imagine if World War I never happened. It didn't have to. Just read it yourself. Download the book today on Amazon. It's just 99 cents and a timely look at history. After you get done with this episode, hear more good government stories with our friends at How to Really Run a City. Former mayors Kasim Reed of Atlanta and Michael Nutter of Philadelphia, and their co-host, journalist and author Larry Platt, talk with guests and other mayors about how to really get stuff done in cities around the nation. Check them out where you're listening now or through their nonprofit news site, thephiladelphiacitizen.org/podcasts.
So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and we're going to get to the heart of your philosophy on government. So this is time for you to put on your thinking cap.
All right.
How long have you been a county commissioner?
This will be approaching my 12th year.
Your 12th year?
Yes.
12 years in.
12 years in.
Define good government.
Government that listens to the people. If you don't listen, you will be voted out.
Are you a good listener?
I am an excellent listener.
Would everyone say that?
I think most people will
tell you.
He
shrugged, folks.
No, I think most people will sit and tell you is that the one thing I will do is we'll listen to you. We may agree to disagree.
Okay.
But that's just human nature. But I will listen to you because I think the constituent is the individual that you're serving on a day in and day out basis. So you need to listen.
And people are frustrated and they don't think you're listening, or they think that you listened and didn't hear them. What should they do?
Well, I think at the end of the day is that they need to reiterate exactly what they want. They need to sit down and say, listen, you're not listening to what I asked you to listen to the first time. Come back and redo it. For me, as one commissioner, I don't have that problem because I'll try to do exactly what you've asked me if I can do it, right?
Okay.
We may find a point that there are some things I can't do because it may be outside of the realm of my responsibility. However, if it is, I will find an opportunity for you to be able to go to that place, so another individual who may resolve that problem. And that's the true factor of being able to have good government. If you can't resolve the problem yourself, find somebody else that can resolve the problem for the constituent.
So we are the Good Government Show. We are the voice of public service. What drew you to public service?
What drew to me is that I retired as an executive from the telecommunication business in 2003, after about 30 some odd years. When I come home, I saw that my county had not changed very much since the time I left in 1968. So I sat through every county commissioner meeting from 2003 to 2010.
They must have loved you.
Oh, they loved me.
I bet.
To understand why. I ran first time in 2010 for the office. I lost by 300 votes. Upset me beyond a shadow of a doubt. I re-ran in 2014, and I beat the same gentleman by 1,800 votes.
So those 4 years, it must have been a lot of fun to be around you.
Well, 4 years was a learning. Remember, you have to listen. You have to listen to people tell you why you lost. So my focus was to bring opportunity back into our community. Opportunity is economic development, industrial, manufacturing, commercial, residential. Because the way I look at it from being a politician is that industrial manufacturing opportunities are revenue generators. When you bring in houses and things of that sort, those are an expense side. That goes on the expense side of the P&L side. So in order to do these things correctly, you want to keep your people here in the community.
Right.
You got to give them good jobs.
Yep.
If they got good jobs, they won't drive 60 miles one day at round trip every day to go to a job that pays them good money. So the objective was to bring opportunity back into our community. Has it been difficult? Yes, it's been very difficult. But now, in the last 3 to 4 years, we're seeing more and more opportunity come into our community, and more of our people getting opportunities to stay in our community and work.
Who inspires you?
I think if you really get down to it, I inspire myself pretty much.
You do?
Yes, because at the end of the day...
That's the first time anyone's ever said that.
Yeah, you have to inspire yourself in order to be good.
Okay. And
to be efficient. And I think myself is that I always look at myself to say, okay, did you do something wrong today? And how do you correct it tomorrow? And you have to really have that attitude about yourself.
Did you always see yourself running for office?
No.
No?
No. I mean, when I first come home, I had worked to create a Main Street organization. I reopened the Chamber of Commerce. We created a county fair association, and I ran. I was the treasurer for these opportunities, and I was creating opportunities for people to have fun in our communities and people to be supported in our community. And then all of a sudden, I decided, as I sat in these commission meetings, decided, okay, now I see why we're not progressing, right?
All right. As an elected official, 16 years in, what would you like people to know about government?
I like for people to understand that government is complicated. It's slow. It doesn't have to be slow, but we've made it slow, right?
Right. Can you speed that up, Mr. Commissioner?
Yeah, we speed things up quite rapidly. In fact, we have a new county administrator, and she's been there for like 2 or 3 years now, and she's dynamic. Grass doesn't grow under her feet.
Okay.
We move things quite rapidly. We've changed the staff. We've changed not only do you change the staff, but you change the thought process of the staff of how they deal with constituents. And so I think it can be done. It's proven fact that you can make government more efficient by having the right people in there and having the right mindset.
What's the best thing about being an Okeechobee County Commissioner?
Best thing is, as far as my perspective, is having the opportunity to serve the people of that community, whereby the people in that community helped me out quite a bit. My mother was she was taken down with Alzheimer's disease. She had a business in that community, and while my previous job had me traveling all over the world, I had people help me in that community. So when I come back, I wanted to make sure I give something back to those people who helped me.
Okay.
And so that's the objective that I had, is to give back to that community more so than what they helped me.
What's your biggest concern in Okeechobee?
My biggest concern is how we continue to grow without damaging our rural view of life. That's a major balance.
Especially in Florida. I mean, what is it, like 3,000 people a day move into Florida?
I think they roughly call it about 1,000 people a day. But people don't want to talk about the number of people who are leaving Florida also too, because I talked to one of my fellow commissioners. I think he told me the other day, on an average, it was 872 people come, and that meant that calculation was associated with the number of people coming in versus ones leaving. So it's about 870 some odd people going in.
Do you have a growth issue that you're dealing with? Is a growth management a big part of the job, or
yes,
government perspective?
Yeah. So for example, we got opportunities right now of potentially 3,000 homes being built in our community. 3,000 homes. If you take the average, that's 2.6 people per home. That's about 6,000, 7,000 people.
Right.
Every home has like 3 or 4 more cars, so that's about 9,000 cars. So infrastructure is roads, water, sewer, electric, whatever it may be.
Another elementary school, things like that.
Another school, another fire station. All of those things are complicate life.
All right. So it's been a while since I've been to Okeechobee. I've certainly passed through many times. If I'm coming to town and we're going out, where are we going? What are we having? What's the cuisine of Okeechobee?
Well, the cuisine in Okeechobee is catfish, barbecue. They've got a little bit of everything. But catfish.
All right.
Yeah, you got to have catfish. Now, I will say this, is that there's one restaurant that has a kind of a potpourri of things. They serve turtle, they serve catfish, they serve various other types of exotics.
Yep.
So,
and do you try it all?
I've always tried it all. You always have to try it.
Sure.
So if you come, you have to call me.
All right.
And we'll go out. We'll take you out to one of our local cuisines and see what your thoughts are.
Well, I've had turtle soup down in the Keys, but not in Okeechobee. So.
Come on.
So what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun?
Yes.
I used to play golf a lot.
And now?
In my job, I'm stretched, as you see. I'm still the treasurer of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm the chairman of the 6th County Regional Economic Development. I was the past president of the Florida Association of Counties.
Okay.
And I go down to the Keys and see my girlfriend, who is the current president of the Florida Association of Counties.
Down to the Keys.
Yeah, so she's my fun.
You know what? Having a girlfriend in the Keys is a pretty good way to go.
There you go.
So this is the Good Government Show. I know we talked a lot about the program, about the launching high school heroes into public safety careers. But tell me about another project that is true good government that you're proud of.
Another project. You put me on the spot on that.
I did.
Yeah, I know.
did.
That was pretty good.
I told you this was the hard part.
That was pretty good on your part.
Thank you.
Another project. Well, there is a major project we've been working on for a number of years. We have an area down on the lake that opens up where the Kissimmee River comes into the Lake Okeechobee. We have a place called Okeechobee. Johnny Morris of Bass Pro has got a contract with us to develop a resort on that piece of property.
Oh.
And we've been working with, you have to go through the Army Corps of Engineers, South Florida Water Management, the Division of Lands and Estates. So we've been doing this for the last 5 and 6 years, trying to put this all together and get everybody's approval. So we are finally up to a point, we're pretty close to finalizing that right now. That, in my estimation, is a wonderful, beautiful project for this community because it brings in
it's going to be a huge fishing resort.
A huge fishing piece. And people come in and experience the lake about what the lake is. Now, Johnny told me one day, he says, do you know the difference between a fishing lake and a resort or a recreational lake? And I said, not really. He said, well, you have a fishing lake. I said, well, I know, that's the bass capital of the world. He said, no, he says, in a recreational lake, you don't have alligators. He says, in a fishing lake, you have alligators, and you have alligators.
Oh, all right.
So that was his moniker there.
Terry Burroughs, you are here at the National Association of Counties Conference in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to receive an achievement award from NACO for launching high school heroes into public safety careers. A great program. Thanks for sharing it with me, and thanks for coming on the show.
Well, I appreciate the time, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
In the city of Fate, Texas, they don't leave good government up to, well, fate. Join me for another show I host, As Fate Would Have It. My co-host is David Billings, the former mayor of Fate, who shares his opinions and thoughts on what good government is in Fate. As you'll hear, they don't leave it up to fate. So listen right here where you're listening now to As Fate Would Have It. The High School to Heroes program in Okeechobee County, Florida. It's just one of the programs the county is offering for young people to start a career. It's off to a good start and already expanding, says Commissioner Terry Burroughs. Another example of good government in action. The county is filling two needs, creating a pathway for young students to start a new career in public service and keeping them on the job. So if you're listening and a county commissioner or a city mayor, call Terry Burroughs. He'll help you set something up like that in your city. If you can't find Terry, call me. I'll connect you. And hopefully, Okeechobee County Commissioner Terry Burroughs won't have to take out his badge. Drive safely, everyone. Well, that's our show. Thanks for listening. Please like us and share us with your friends and review us right here where you're listening. And check out our website, goodgovernmentshow.com, for extras. Help us keep telling stories of good government in action everywhere. Join us again for another episode right here. I'm Dave Martin, and this is The Good Government Show. The Good Government Show is a Valley Park production. Jim Ludlow, Dave Martin, that's me, and David Snyder are the executive producers. Our show is edited and produced by Jason Stershic. Please subscribe, then share us, and like us and review us. That's the best way to make sure we're able to keep telling these stories of our government working for all of us. Then listen to the next episode of The Good Government Show.
This podcast is part of the Democracy Group,